Yo, it's JSF, and I was thinking I was actually gonna do since I believe this game is done, right? That NRS is not supporting this game anymore. I'm 99% certain that we're not getting any more characters, and probably not another balance patch. I was gonna do according to my tier list, right? I was gonna do buffs and nerfs for every character in the game. Not every character in the game. That's too many characters. I was gonna do like nerfing some top tiers, buffing some low tiers, but as I was making the video and like going over stuff, I was like, some of these characters, like, this could be in a video in itself, and like, because to do it the way I was initially gonna do it, like putting all the low tiers in one video, it would be like one 45-minute video, and I would still barely scratch the surface of each character. So I thought about it, and I was like, maybe I'll look at some specific characters and see, okay, here's what this character needs. Here's how we make them viable, make them a little bit better. So I'm gonna start with Baraka. I'm gonna do a few characters. I'll do a lot, man. It's just because I'm not really playing matches in this game like Combat League. I have no desire to do that right now. So I can at least look at characters and say, hey, how do we make this character better? How do we make Baraka better? If we got one final balance patch, that's what this would be. If we got one final balance patch, how do we fix Baraka? So if you didn't see my tier list, my tier list is set into tiers of S tier, which is on 2 characters, which means they're broken and they're not broke. That means they're overpowered. They're more than just top tier. They're overpowered. And it was only Jackie and Liu Kang. Everybody else had a top tier. I had a viable tier. I had a not viable tier. And then I had a trash tier, but that was just for Frost, because Frost is the worst character in the game. Anyway, so Baraka, right? He was the first character I put in my not viable tier. I don't think Baraka's bad. He's one or two buffs from being viable, or possibly even top tier, depending on the variation you pick. I'm in Berserker right now, but I want to look at Marauder as well, because that seemed to be the variation everybody went to day one. You still got Chop Chop, yes, but that one gets all the high damage and stuff. Now this variation does not get high damage, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean you don't get any damage at all, right? You still get some damage. You can still get that. And if I'm not mistaken, this is unbreakable. You know what I mean? So 23% unbreakable is not bad damage. He's not gonna kill you for 50% on random combos, but at the same time, at the same time, on a counter or punish, he still has his crushing blows. And in this variation, how do we do this? In this variation, he has his armor breaker. And look at that. That is a real combo. That's real. Like, I know I have easy crushing blows on or whatever, but like, even if I turn them off, even if I turn that off, and I just have you set to throw. Oh, why didn't she break away? Oh, because she's not set to break away. Got it. Yeah. That's gonna be annoying. But anyway, you get the point. If I get that, and I get this is the actual armor break. As you can see, right? 35% off of jumping. It's crazy. So yeah, don't sleep on this variation, because the down 2 is still one of the best in the game. He can still get that crushing blow. This is literally just on counter and punish crushing blow. He's got throw crushing blows on both of his throws. He's not a bad character, right? He's not bad. That's not his problem. He's missing one or two things to be that great. Oh, it's still this, right? And I wonder, I think this is the variation where he can get something off of this. Right? Yeah, exactly. Whereas normally you can't get shit off of this. Oh, there's no EX for that. I wonder. Yeah, you can do that too. 33% if they don't break, and if they do break, you saw what that armor breaker already does, right? So Baraka can still get damage in this variation. I think this is probably his best, which is crazy because I just started looking at this variation myself for like the first real time. I just spent like 10-15 minutes looking at his moves and shit, and all of this is probably his best variation, but there are some tweaks I want to make. There are some tweaks. I do think he needs a little bit of help. So his jab string, right? As you can see, right? It's +1 on block, push back, but there's a gap. I would remove this gap. This gap does not need to be here. There's no reason for this gap. Like, if you're gonna, for one, well, you can keep the gap. You can keep the gap. You can keep it. You can keep the gap in here, but if you're gonna keep the gap here, this shit needs to be +7. Like, it needs to be +6. Like, it needs to be way more plus to justify. Like, it's +1. That doesn't mean anything. Like, you can't really do shit, right? Now, imagine you do this, you're +5, and they don't flawless block it or whatever, and they try to press anything, you know, and they die. Then they gotta respect it. Then you can dash up and do something, or dash up and, you know what I mean? You can do things. Be a little more options. Like, this string also has a gap in it. And hold on 1 second. That's -9, that's -8. Full string is it's +1 if they don't flawless block it. Again, it's like he has 2 of the same string. Baraka has the unique problem, and Devora has it too, where he kind of needs a new string. I'll try to make do with what he has, but he really just needs a new mid string. He needs a new mid string. He just does. He does. Back 2 is just super slow overhead. Forward 2 is this high. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't say make this mid, because it would be a really bad mid. Back 3 is a low. There is no forward 3. Back 4 is sweep. Forward 4 we know. There is no back 1. There is no forward 1. So he needs like one more mid string. That would help him out a lot. But as it stands now, why he doesn't have it. This string, this is a string where I'm like, what's the point of this? Like, and I see Baraka players do this a lot. Like, I guess because it has good range or whatever. But like, what do you get? Reset neutral if it like, and if it lands, like, I guess you hit confirm it if it lands. But I don't. He needs more. He needs another mid. But anyway, I would do the unthinkable and make this 10 frames. I would do the unthinkable and make this 10 frames. It wouldn't be -2. It would be like -6. It would be like -7. I would make it -7. I would make this 10 frames startup, make it -7. The full string would be the same thing, but I would make the full string punishable. I would make the full string like -11. Make the full string like -12. So if he commits to the full string, it ain't safe. He can do this and be safe, you know? You only want to commit to the full string, like, it's not just something you just do all the time. And I know that seems like a nerf, but I would give him a 10 frame mid. One with decent range. So like, people can't just mash on you. And if you know they're mashing, you can commit and get the crushing blow. But I don't think it should be something that you can just always do. Because if this was 10 frames and completely safe, you would just be eating this all the time. It would be kind of absurd. So it needs to be unsafe. Like, after you do this, it needs to definitively be not your turn. And I know it's -7. You think, oh, it's not your turn. No, it needs to be more than -7. Maybe not -12, maybe -9, -10. But it needs to be, the object isn't to make it super punishable for everyone all the time, but you can even add a little bit of push, a tiny bit of pushback to it. So maybe push you to like here or something and make it like -12. But that way you aren't just gonna mash jab. They have to hit you with a mid string. But yeah, he needs a fast mid. He needs a good mid. So I would give him that, but I would make it so it's not overpowered. This is fine. I already talked about this, right? This, actually, I would remove this gap. I would just remove it. I got mixed up with what I was saying there. This is the string. This string, I would let you keep the gap, but make it +5. Because there's no other reason for this string, right? So this string, make it +5. That string, right? Make that +5 with the gap. In the other string, the regular jab string, no, not that one. This is just for the crushing blow, right? But this string, remove the gap. Remove the gap from this string. Just remove it and make it make it more minus on block, right? like that. Don't make this plus. Don't make this plus. Make this like -7, -8. Make it -8. You can reduce pushback if you want, whatever. You can make it like -8, -9, whatever. So it's not his turn anymore, right? Reduce the pushback, make it -8, -9, so it's negative. Not Baraka's turn anymore, but remove the gap. Now Baraka has a good auto shimmy string. There isn't a gap, so you can punish him, or he has something of a good auto shimmy string. So you gotta respect this throw game, right? Because as of right now, you can just block. Or you can duck, but you can block. There's a gap there. There's a gap in this string. Like, there isn't a gap in this string. I think this string is actually better than people think. Especially in this variation, because you have a leg kebab, and now you have a safe 50-50. Like, there's no gap in that. I didn't know this. I've literally tried to flawless block this in a match before. I was like, why isn't it working? There's no gap. So he has a safe 50-50, which is pretty good. It's off his low string, but once you introduce a 10-frame mid string, and the fact that you have to respect him and can't mash on him, that opens up other things like this, and you're gonna have to deal with it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but you get the point. You know what I mean? And again, he has this. This is his slide. This is his flying kick. Obviously, I think this should be more negative than it is, just with my vision for the game as a whole. You see how shit was like -10? That's fucking absurd. Like, if he spaced this out properly, look, -10. That's too close. -13. I'm gonna get this right. Ah, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Too close. You see how? Was that it? Nah. Here we go. Oh my god. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Ah, I'm gonna get it. Here we go. No, too close. All right, this is the last time I'm trying it. Wow, that was that far off. Oh, she's getting pushed back further. Oh, I didn't even notice that. No wonder. Yeah. Okay, whatever. We're just sorry it can be -10. I believe that should be more minus. This should be punishable. If you do this, you should die. If you do this in neutral, you should die. But same with this. But this is super duper slow. Let me make it a couple frames. Nah. I'm not. Stop nerfing the character. I'm trying to buff. This is your combo ender. Not really big combos, but like, yeah, like imagine, cause his jab string, you can, it's hit confirmable, right? You know what I mean? So you come up, they're ducking, right? You're trying to throw them or whatever. They're ducking. Fine. Now they eat 25% for ducking. You know what I mean? It'll make them question ducking. And then when they stop ducking, I'm sorry. No, stop ducking. When they stop ducking, you throw them. And when you throw them, this happens, right? Like he needs that mid to command that respect, and then make this a good jab string with no gap in it. Like fucking like the really good characters have. And now you really have to respect his throw game. All of a sudden his throw game is better. You can't just mash on him all the time. And this isn't even Marauder. I think this is his best variation, honestly. Like, I honestly think if I played Baraka, I'll play this variation. Do I got Blade Spark? Yes. Do I got Chop Chop? Yes. You can even do this. I don't know how to do the move. Look at that shit. You know what I mean? Granted, once I do Chop Chop, you can break out of it. But I can do this. And you still have this stupid ass move. That's damn near impossible to punish. But let me look at Marauder just to see if there's anything I would change. I think Bone Picker is just if you want to grab. I don't think that's ever, I won't say it won't ever be viable, but I would never go to it. Oh, you get gutted and you get the the extended reach on your normals, which is cool. It's cute, but I don't think it fixes any of the problems. Yeah, it's like cool and shit, but it doesn't do anything. Oh, his air jump one, yeah. And then yeah, that's about it. And then gutted. You know, you all know. You all know what this move is. You all know what that move is. This is just a high damage variation, which is cool, you know. You'd be able to do some shit like this, you know, which is cool. I think the other variation, you get more out of it. This one, you have less neutral, you just get more damage. You have less neutral control, you just have the fireball, this shit, which is slow as fuck. But yeah, I think those changes, I don't think he needs that much. I don't think Baraka needs that much. I just wanted this variation to see what, remind myself what was in it. But yeah, this was if I fix like, if I fix this, I fix this, you know what I mean? Made this plus, like I made this actually plus. Leave the gap there. They can still punish the gap, but just make it plus. Make it +6, +5, whatever. Like do that, make his jab string have no gap, so it's like low key actual auto shimmy, opens up his throw game. You gotta respect him because he now has a 10-turn mid. I think he instantly becomes viable, maybe even better, depending on who knows, depending on how the game turns out. But yeah, those are the changes I'll make to Baraka. I was gonna do a bunch of characters, but then I realized one character is probably gonna take me 10 minutes because I talk so fucking much. So I was like, I'll just do it character by character. So assuming we got a final balance patch, these are the changes I would give to Baraka. I think this is all he needs. I don't know what Baraka's players say, but this is just from me looking at the character and how I would make him good. He's okay. Excuse me. He's okay right now. He's solid. He's not bad, but he's a little bit on the outside looking in. So anyway, let me know if y'all agree, if y'all disagree, if y'all like this video, if y'all want me to do more. I plan to do one for Devora, Scarlet, Katana, a bunch of different, all the characters that I have is not viable except for like Fujin and Shiva. I plan on doing a video like this for, or I can do a video like this for. And I can do it for some of the top tiers, like how I would nerf them, because there are no top tiers that I would nerf into the ground. Jackie would have to take some hits, but you know, it's part of the game. She would have to. But anyway, I'm gonna get up out of here. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. JSF, stay safe. I'm gone.